All right, classic miracle number 8. We kind of talked about dating and we kind of talked about flowers last time, so we're going to expand on those themes with a wonderful story of a good friend of mine. She was one of our certified coaches, and she and I became good friends. And one day we were having coffee, and she said, I think it's time to give up. And I said, on what? And she said, on getting married. I'm turning 40 next week. I mean, there's no guys left when you're 40. And I go, whoa, who told you that BS? That is so not true. Oh my gosh, there's a million great guys out there. And your great guy is out there. But I want you to do me a favor. And she said, what? And I said, get out a sheet of paper. She always carried around little notepads. So she did, and I said, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to write down all the good things about being married. So for 30 seconds, I timed her, and she wrote down all the good things about being married. And I said, that's good. Okay, now flip that page over. Now I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and I want you to write down all the good things about being single. And she said, okay, so she wrote that list. Which list do you think was longer? Her single list was 4 items longer than the married list. In other words, she was afraid to get married. She said, oh, but with single I have my freedom. Why? You can have your freedom married. Oh, but with single I can travel. Well, you can travel when you're... Anyway, I could do me... So one of the reasons that she was reticent was because she wanted to live on a farm again. She lived on a farm for a little bit of her life, and then they'd moved into the city. She says, I think I want to marry a farmer, but I don't want to give up my music, and I don't know any farmers who are musicians. And I said, stay out of the business of the how, right? Just ask for what you want. And so she did. She wrote down 20 things. And to this day, she says, he was 19 of them. He didn't have hair, but 19 out of 20 is pretty good. Shortly thereafter, she went on a dating site, something about singlefarmers.com, something like that. And she found him, and he found her. And I got to sing at their wedding about a year and a half later. They just celebrated their 10th anniversary recently, and I had a cruise for the people who'd read 8 to Great, and they both went on it, and it was so good to see them so happy, so happy. But there's one more aspect of this beautiful miracle story that I just have to share, and that is that when she was living by herself in town, she dreamt of landscaping her backyard. It was not a really big backyard, but she just always loved lots of flowers and gardens and, maybe terraced something. But yeah, she was a teacher, and how was she ever going to find the time to do that? And it sounded like it cost a lot of money. Anyway, so she never did landscape her backyard in her home in town. But when she moved out to the farm to live with him, as the day she was moving in her stuff, she went to the window and started sobbing, just really sobbing hard. And he came and put his arms around her and said, what's the matter, sweetheart? And she said, my backyard is landscaped. You have such beautiful landscaping back there. And now it's going to be mine. And another dream is coming true. See? Miracles happen to everyone, and they're happening today to you. Let them in.